Tonight, Knight Rider, the 2-hour movie spectacular crashes into your living room.
I don't believe this.
Well, you'd better believe it. A lone crusader for justice drives this crime crasher.
The world's most fantastic car.
And together they can do just about anything.
After all, we're only human.
Don't press your luck.
Hey, it was recently announced that there is a reboot to KITT and Knight Rider. I'm not sure why. When I was 10 years old, this show premiered. Supposedly the perfect age. Talking cars, explosions, a guy with great hair. I should have been all in, but even at 10, I thought it was kind of dumb. So today I'm asking, why did everyone else love this show? What am I missing? And why are they rebooting it again? And I want to ask that question to my buddy Adam Fuller. We'll do it right now. Adam, welcome in, bud.
Hey, how's it going today?
It is going well. Look, I knew another Gen X kid, particularly a one with an ear for anything automotive. I knew one guy for this show, and it's you.
Oh man.
All right, so let's talk about first of all, let's talk about the show. I mean, the reboot's coming. We'll cover that in a minute, but man, lunchboxes, merch of all kind, probably the prototype for Siri, and the Hoff phenomenon. Like, what this show was a big deal.
The thing that's crazy is I don't remember. As a refresher, I went through and I watched the pilot on Roku, and I was like, why on earth did they pick this up after watching this pilot? And I was just like, it just literally was. I remember loving this show whenever I was a kid. At the car and KITT and everything. But I don't think I watched the pilot. Because I mean, when you're in 1980, if in the 80s, if it.
Adam, dude, who cares? Nobody watched the pilot. We were outside jumping our bikes, but when it caught,
when it caught on, I was like, it was already going. It was like playing catch up.
When it caught on and people are talking about it at school, you go check out the Hoff.
When I was a kid, I'm telling you, I loved the noise it made. It was kind of in that same esque of Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man with technology and all that stuff. And
it's funny you say that. I talked to a buddy of mine this morning, told him what the podcast is about today. Kid named Greg, went to school with him. And he is the stats guy for this show. And he always drops some knowledge on me. He made a great point. Let me see. He texted me. He said, my first thought is some of the context when aired, Magnum P.I., A-Team, Airwolf, 80s action shows that followed the footsteps of Charlie Angels and the $6 Million Man. But this had the Hoff.
Right.
And you could argue that without Knight Rider making him a star, they wouldn't have greenlit Baywatch.
Oh, definitely
Probably
not.
true.
Definitely not. After watching a few episodes, as an adult, because after 12 or 13 years old and it went off the air, I wasn't watching it again. I wasn't catching a rerun. But
right.
So when I was watching it again as an adult, I'm like, wow, they really needed to get this guy with a girl literally every episode. He had to okay, there's the girl he has to be with. Okay, all right, that's his love interest.
Dude, that was so common back then. Remember the Hulk?
Oh, yeah.
Hulk would hook up with some local hottie every time.
He's on the road. He's going. He's found him a damsel in distress that needs his help.
Right.
And here he is. And he's got KITT to help him out. Basically, Michael Knight and his buddy is Devin. Yeah. And then, of course, you've got his homegirl that works in the trailer fixing the thing.
Right.
He's...
But when your wingman is a new version of the Bandit's Trans Am,
right.
You got to.
Well, you had to have her in the stable. It's like, hey, we got all these others. We go through a new one every episode. We've always got, what was it,
right.
Patricia something. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, but I'll tell you the reboots that are happening and that have happened routinely. Look, our age is now got some disposable income, so we'll throw money at an old memory, like an old, great, tucked away memory from our core childhood. That people are asking, why do they keep doing reboots? That's why, because there's an instant built-in audience. It doesn't have to build an audience. There are dudes in their 50s across this country that see that car with a little light bar on the front, and they think, yeah, I got $15 for that.
What's amazing enough, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I'll watch that. He's got a
Right.
point.
Well, it's in development with Universal Pictures.
Who is
And the
who is
same
going to play the off? Who's going to play Michael Knight?
well, that's the question about all of this. It's got the dudes from Cobra Kai that are going to make this thing happen. So that tells me that it's probably gonna be at least a little bit there's gonna be some fidelity to the original
Right.
show in that, which is kinda cool. And look, I knocked on it a little bit at the opening here. I didn't love it. I watched it because it was, I
You loved it because you loved it because you wanted to have something to talk to everyone else that was cool about it. Okay.
maybe, yeah, maybe so. But it was part of the culture, and, kids there was a night I think the kid down the street had a Knight Rider big wheel.
Oh, dude,
Like, it was everywhere.
that would have been cool.
So there's not much been revealed about the show. There's no casting yet. They don't know if Hasselhoff's gonna be involved. Can't imagine he'd be the original
No,
Michael
no,
Knight.
he may have a
But
cameo.
look, here's the tragedy about this, is that now they could open it up, and they could just you know what? I hate the term reimagine. Stupid, but they could take some license here. My biggest regret here is that Gilbert Gottfried passed away, and he can't be the voice of KITT.
Who was the original voice of KITT?
I don't know, but can you imagine? Michael, for God's sake, you're doing 70 in a school zone. You're not David Copperfield,
Oh my
David, you
God.
idiot.
Oh,
And what is with the turbo? Why are we always zooming around? Like,
How-
that's a shame.
oh, brother.
Well, so will KITT be a Trans Am? That's the deal. Like, they don't make those anymore.
Mm.
And essentially, KITT was like a smartass version of a current Tesla.
Yeah,
So
to be honest with you,
some of the magic's
well,
gone.
and to be honest with you, it was so far fetched whenever it came out, and now you look at it and you're like, yeah, it does that. Yeah,
Right. It talks and it drives itself.
you're like,
Like,
yeah,
okay.
100,000 in a little bit of time, and I've got one.
That chick down the street takes her kids to scout camp in a car just like that. I don't know that she solved crime, but
Right. What was up with the 80s? Literally, like you were saying, like Greg said, how many vehicle motivated shows those like, and they weren't just that they were there. Now granted, you have KITT, which KITT is like, it is a character. It's a character. But
right. Oh, no doubt.
even though it's not a character, the General Lee, a character, the A-Team van, a character,
Yes.
Lee Major's truck,
Yes.
a character, Starsky and Hutch, the Torino.
Oh, that's right. The fall guy. The big,
yeah,
the
with
big monster
yeah.
truck.
I mean, all that, all those.
But you know what? That's kind of a theme in history. The Munsters car, a generation before,
dude.
and Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah,
those cars.
but
Yeah.
but the thing
So
is,
I mean, that's kind of a theme.
but look at today's TV. It doesn't have the same fascination that it did, and I think what really pulled you into it, what pulled me into it almost is like maybe, I don't know, an identity, an independence. Yeah, I mean that's the only I can think of. Is what reason I love cars so much. I mean,
Yeah.
what's up with, today? I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, my daughter does not even want to get a license. She's just like, I don't want to, and from what I understand,
Yes.
it's not like it's not, I thought, really?
Adam, I've heard that all over, that Gen Z kids could take it or
They're
leave
like,
it.
we don't care. We've got rideshare.
My man, when I was 16, when you were 16, that equaled
Oh,
freedom.
yeah.
Mick and Mary Herndon are free to do whatever they want to back at the
Oh,
house.
yeah.
I'm on 12th Street or I'm shooting hoops. Like, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But then again, too, to see my friends, when I wanted to see them, I was driving there. I had to go, if I wasn't walking or riding a bike, I better be driving. Because now everybody, of course, with advancements in social media, people stay FaceTime connected, a lot easier. So I guess that's one thing. But now, granted, I had more of a kinship to General Lee than I did,
What are you talking about? Do you remember Travis Few in high school?
of course.
Yeah, dude, Travis and I were like brothers. We were thick. We went everywhere. And he had a 69 orange Dodge Charger.
I don't remember that.
We
Did he really?
we drove the wheels off that thing.
No
Yes.
kidding.
It was so great.
He's so lucky.
I still remember. I think it's sitting at his parents' house in Mississippi, like just being eaten by rats. It's just a shame.
Well, maybe he'll rebuild it one of these days.
Maybe I will.
Maybe.
So back to the movie. I don't know how much of this thing is going to lean into that 80s charm of the original. I suspect a good bit because that's their core. That's the audience is looking for it. They're gonna have to rebuild a whole new audience if it's a completely new thing.
I think it might be one of those things where they are like, look, we need to pick some pennies and some quarters up off of the ground with this low hanging fruit. So let's just do
Yeah.
this. And depending on who we get to play the main characters will depend on if this is a $15 million production or somehow we've manufactured Tom Cruise in this thing.
I don't know. I just know that I'm asking for engagement here on the socials. What do you want to see in this car that isn't already available? Like, can it fly? It'll have to be something because take yourself back to 82. Like this thing was like jaw dropping. Like there's no way. It was almost a spaceship on wheels, but it was a Pontiac. So probably broken down a lot more than we saw.
You know, if I were to go through and make a movie that had something to do, I would start it with somehow they found KITT mothballed in some government facility, forgotten about, and he's just been sitting there pissed.
That is a fantastic idea.
You know, and let it flow from there. Why they had to go through originally they had to make up Michael Knight to be Michael Knight. I didn't even realize until I watched the pilot. He started out Michael Long and was a police officer, got
Yeah.
shot in the face. And
Right.
and I was looking at it and I was like, okay, he's shot in the face, he's in a hospital bed. He's got a tracheotomy because when that air hose is going to his throat, not to his face.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, boy, he healed up fast. And, yeah, and he's talking really good for a guy with a trach. So okay,
Look,
we'll
dude,
just let that pass.
I'm beginning to believe none of this is real. Don't question the Hoff.
Don't question the Hoff. You know what I was questioning is literally 5 minutes into it. I was like, oh, well, look at that. It's Oscar Goldman. The actor that played Oscar Goldman is the surgeon that put him together, you know,
Yeah.
and fixed him. I was like, that's cool. So I spent pretty much the entire pilot episode looking and finding all of these notable supporting actors. I'm like, oh, wow, there's Chulo, the fat biker from Any Which Way But Loose. the the leader of the Black Widows, and then a little while later, who shows up? The country western singer that was in the Blues Brothers.
That's right.
I was like, what's his name? Charles? I can't remember anyway.
I
But
don't know.
but yeah, it's like they had these recycled Bonanza characters. it's like
Look, they spent all their budget on Hasselhoff's hair and the car.
right. I mean,
So you're not going to get Charlton Heston with that budget.
that's no kid. The guy that started it all, I can't remember the actual original guy that was named Knight, the guy with the money behind him
Yeah.
that died. I can't remember. You know, he was in the pilot episode, and I don't think ever in anything again. It went to his butler named Devin.
Yeah. Well, they had
guy.
to set the tone. You know what's going on.
Right.
Look, they didn't have to tell you every episode that Arnold was adopted and Drubbin wasn't his dad. You saw the first episode.
You know, but one thing about it, after watching a few, I went through and I'd set it on in the background and just went about my day. And, you know, I'd stop every couple hours and watch a piece of it. And I will say this, it got better the farther it went on. You know, I didn't get past. It got smoother. Like they got better at what they were doing. But the thing that I was looking at, dude, first off, these were hour-long episodes.
Right.
And there was 20 freaking 2 of them every season. That's a pretty heavy duty schedule. I mean,
That's true.
that's
a good point.
and
they were mini movies for sure. That's the truth.
And having to come up with that many new little things that could possibly happen has to be annoying. You know, I mean, the writing.
Remember Superman 3 when, or I'm gonna get in the weeds here a little bit, but when Richard Pryor was hired to come up with the kryptonite recipe and he missed one of the ingredients, just added tar, and Superman just kind of went off the rails. It didn't kill him. He just turned into a
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would have happened like they put the wrong kind of fuel in KITT, and he just kind of becomes a jerk. And like that would have been an episode.
That would have
They
been a
didn't have
great
the-
episode. Actually, I would love to go through and see like
There's some kind of malware or something, and KITT's just kind of just a belligerent jerk that
Michael Knight has got his drink and Kit constantly brake checks his ass, jabs him in the face with a straw.
we didn't know about the Hoff and his difficulties with alcohol and cheeseburgers until that TMZ video came out. So I don't know that they would have had a good basis for that. But still, the new KITT, what is he gonna like? Half the movie gonna be like a firmware update? Like it's just gonna. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do.
They would definitely have to update it somehow. I don't know. They could bring it into Knight Industries and go, well, he had the blue screen of death.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Quick break here to remind you that if you enjoy the show, send it to your friends or people that you think would also enjoy the content. It's still astonishing to read the notes from people all over. And last week was a rerun and got more comments than when we originally ran the show. The audience has grown. I guess that makes sense, but a lot of memories from Driver's Ed from all over. Also, be sure to hit up our socials, Free Nights and Weekends Podcast at X, Facebook. Love to see your comments there as well. And wherever you listen to the podcast, be sure to write a review, only if it's glowing, like really glowing. All right, whatever. Do what you want to. I know this crowd. It's Gen X. Nobody get real excited here. All right, back at it.
I was watching one episode. I thought, God, it was so funny. They were, of course, they have this like that. They talk about it's the outside of this is this special alloy that is bulletproof, and it's
That was the
can't get
very first
into it,
episode when he
you know,
first saw the car.
you know,
Yeah.
and and of course they reiterate that pretty much every episode. Well, there was one episode, this guy, he was trying to break into it, and it was bending his knife, and he broke a knife, and then he got mad at it, and he got mad at it, and he got pissed, and he hit the car, and it dented it, and you can see the dent, and I was like, yeah, you should have not had him hit that hard because
They keep mentioning they do keep mentioning the finish on that. It kind of has Frida from Peanuts where she leads with her naturally curly hair.
You're
He
right.
always talks about his bulletproof paint job. Like, yeah, okay.
Good job.
I remember that from last week, KITT.
Oh, brother.
Well, I gotta tell you, I had a little bit of reversal of opinion. I started watching the episode this week to prepare for the episode, or I started watching the shows, and
How far did you get?
I don't know. I enjoyed it the second time through. I think I can appreciate how close they got to a lot of stuff that was coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a chicken or the egg thing. Did these EV manufacturers lean on like the canon of sci-fi of what is possible? Like I appreciate the story, and I look back on the show a lot more fondly than before I started digging into it to get ready for this episode.
Well, that's good. How many episodes did you dig into?
Oh man, 5 or 6.
Oh my God. Just do them right in a row, or do you pick some
I'm
random?
committed, dude. Look, I'm committed.
Like
People are going to give me their time. I'm going to watch old reruns.
does the homework.
Right. So I was earlier made the joke about Godfried. God rest him. But KITT did have a little bit of a personality in the show, so I'm certain that's going to be preserved. I don't know who will be the voice of that, but
Yeah, he was a little bit of a prick. It would be, it would be cool. It would be cool if they switched it out and they just blatantly used Siri. Just use Siri, just that exact voice.
I don't know, man. I think that if they did, you would get the Siri hiccups. Like, I'm not anticipating that, but we'll see. I know this. I'm a sucker for a hook, and I might show up. I might be there.
Well,
to see this
they
thing.
should definitely exploit something like that. There's way too many people that enjoyed it that could be suckered in to be like, like, hey, this is what happened, and how it just it's low hanging fruit, but
Yeah.
it's fruit that I'll eat.
Yeah.
It's
I'm with you,
it's
man.
there, man. I'll do it. It's like I'm invested.
So here's the deal. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, shows like this, man, if the A Team made a movie and they really put some muscle behind it, I yeah, I'd probably go. Any of those guys, as long as the heart is still there. And look, like I said, Knight Rider wasn't built for kids like me who would rather have a football in their hand and be outside playing, but maybe it was built for a country that wanted, that was on such a technology kick in the 80s,
Oh yeah.
and to see the hero win every week. And turns out, man, that part still plays. That part still exists. And like I said, not a terrible TV show looking back.
No, and I think these reboots, people love them so much that it may not obviously reboot into, another series, but definitely reboot into movie. I mean, the new Fall Guy movie was good. I watched that. That was a good.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a good show. It
When was
was pretty
that?
good. Unless I'm making it up. Like, you're gonna make me Google right in the middle of this podcast? Get your
Dude, the new Great Space Coasters movie was great. There wasn't one.
The Fall Guy 2024.
Who
Tell
was
me
in
I
it?
know it. Yeah, it was Ryan Gosling. He was Colt Seavers.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Look, man, no
I remember it
Farrah,
was
no Fall
good.
Guy. No Farrah, no Fall Guy. I'm out.
Gotta keep your pimp hand strong.
That's a good point. Adam, I could not have done this without you. I probably wouldn't have done this without you. Your voice was important here. I really appreciate you pitching in.
It's always good to talk to you.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Oklahoma.
Wrong. We're only using place names with a double vowel and a double consonant. Oklahoma has 2 sets of double vowels, but no double consonant. Now, if you had said,
KITT,
yes,
shut up.
Hey, every time I see an announcement like Knight Rider the movie, I think of Norm Macdonald's classic Weekend Update line. I looked it up here. He says, the long-running TV series The Love Boat is being made into a big screen feature by New Line Cinema. Of course, he followed up with, the producers have announced that the entire cast, Gavin MacLeod, Bernie Capel, Fred Grandy, Ted Lang, Lauren Tews, and Jill Whalen will have to pay $7.50 each to see the movie like everyone else. It's kind of one of those, but I don't know. I'm anxious to see it. I think the real story here is movies used to cost $7.50 back in the 90s. Man, what happened to us?